Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. Happy rainy Monday. I hope everyone is having a great start to their day. Try to stay as dry as possible. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Harden, along with Miss Michaela Simone.
Good morning, everybody.
And our very special guest for today is Miss Michaela Jeffrey. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
And Mrs. Ebony Warren. Good morning.
Good morning.
And so they are here from the Jonesboro Pre-K, and they actually work at the North. I don't know how it's.
Yes, Jonesboro Pre-K North.
Jonesboro Pre-K North. And we're going to talk about kindergarten readiness and everything in between, because school is getting ready to start with about a month or so.
That's correct.
And so we want the babies to be prepared and be on track and be on top of everything they're supposed to learn. They're supposed to know going into kindergarten. And before we get into that, I want these ladies to give you an introduction about themselves. Tell us a little more about you.
I'm Miss Michaela Jeffrey, and I'm a classroom teacher at Jonesboro Pre-K North. I graduated in 2012 from Arkansas State University. I have my bachelor's in early childhood education.
All right. Miss Ebony.
Okay, my name is Ebony Warren. I have a bachelor's degree from Arkansas State University. I graduated in 2012, and I also have a master's degree from Arkansas State University with the Master's of Art in Teaching.
All right, so what made you ladies want to go into teaching and then teaching the babies?
I've known since I was a little girl, when I was in the classroom, that I wanted to be that teacher one day.
Okay.
And it's just giving back. Jonesboro, I went to Jonesboro School District, and so now I'm in that classroom and hopefully motivating kids to one day want to be a teacher also.
Alrighty, Miss Ebony.
And I think my path was a little different. I started off as an education major at Arkansas State.
Okay.
And I kind of didn't know where I wanted to be. And so I went back to school. I have a daughter, and I noticed that we didn't have a lot of minority teachers in the school district.
Okay.
And so I wanted kids to see somebody that looked like them. So I decided to go back to school, and I love kids, and I think education is vital and important, and so that's why I decided to go back in the classroom.
That's wonderful. We need more teachers like you that are passionate about what they do. I've had this discussion with other educators before. Kids need someone teaching them that's passionate about what they're doing and that is willing to help them work through all obstacles that they may encounter. So with that, let's go into talking about being ready for kindergarten. So I know a lot has changed with the curriculum, maybe since I was in school, and that's been a long time ago. So tell us a little bit about what are some things kids need to know. I know it's probably an extensive list, but let's kind of go through a few things of what they really need to know, say day one kindergarten.
I think the end of the school year, before they go to kindergarten, they do a screening for them.
Okay.
And some of the things that are on there are letter identification, counting, some small math problems that they could learn in the preschool classroom or doing things at home with their parents.
Okay.
Just small addition and subtraction.
Okay.
Some counting. They want them to be able to count to 20.
Okay.
And so that's also something we learn in the preschool classroom. A lot of the stuff for kindergarten, they don't necessarily need to go in knowing.
Okay.
Because they're going to get it. They're going to
Okay.
teach them that. So really, preschool, we're going to give them the skills to be able to learn that, like being able to sit still on the carpet.
Okay.
Stuff that you're not going to do at home. They don't have to sit still, but that's something that we prepare them for. So when they get to kindergarten, they don't necessarily have the education stuff, but they have the skills to learn, and so making that path easier for them.
Okay.
It's basically like an introduction,
Okay.
just to prepare them a little bit, to give them a kind of a glimpse of what kindergarten might be.
Okay. Now, in the future, I know now you all probably have to do a lot of continuing education, seminars, courses, conferences, and things of that nature. Do you foresee things advancing when it comes to what children need to know at an early age, such as cursive? I know it's probably hard for kindergartners to grasp cursive, but do you see some things changing, advancing over time based on what they're required to know?
I definitely see things changing. I mean, what we see already that they're requiring kindergartners to know a whole lot more than what we had to know 10 or even 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So kindergarten, I think, is more like first grade, what we experienced. So it's always evolving, and with legislation changing, it's always changing. So I believe we'll be having to know more stuff before kindergarten.
Okay, let's talk about, we talked a little bit off air about learning disabilities. Some children maybe do have some learning disabilities, but sometimes some children just learn different, and some are just stubborn and they just feel like, I'm just not going to do what you tell me to do. So how, as an educator, how do you recognize what stage the child is in?
I would say, it takes, in preschool, we have a lot of small group, one-on-one activities,
Okay.
and we're able to, preschool is student-led, so we're able to look and see what they enjoy, and then we just go off of that. If we see they like to count, we'll go to the block center, we'll count with them, and we'll see if they have a little trouble with that.
Okay.
We can find ways that are interesting to them to help them with those areas.
Okay. Do you find that preschool is held to the same requirements, I guess, as say elementary, junior high, high school, when, they have a lot of standardized tests. They have a very strict curriculum. Do you have a curriculum per se for pre-K?
We do. We at Junk Girl Pre-K, we use the creative curriculum, and there's all different kinds of curriculums. All of them are great. We also do a screening, not necessarily a test. We do a screening at the beginning and the end of the year that shows progress. And from that screening, we work with the Crowley's Ridge Co-op, and they come in and they will do interventions with our kids, pull-outs with our kids, and just an advantage. If they're in the school environment before kindergarten, they're going to get that working on letters, working on numbers, writing their name. From that screening, whatever they need help with, speech. We also work with Mid-South, so any mental things that are going on, it's just best parents be open. I know it's early at preschool, but if you're open to that, then getting your kid that help that early on, then later on down the road, they're not going to need it.
Early intervention is vital.
Okay.
So do you ladies, within early childhood, they say the first 7 years of a child's life is the most important. Within that time frame, can you detect what learning style they'll grow into? And do you also, I guess, screen for that as well?
That comes more with our learning being based around play. And so, we're doing the science, we're doing the math, just not sitting at the desk with a book. We're doing the science. We have centers, learning centers. So the science center over by the window, we can look outside and watch all kinds of stuff, and we can, lots of hands-on stuff, making Play-Doh, cooking, all kinds of stuff. And so we touch all the different learning styles. We may not necessarily at the end of the year know that this student is going to learn this way, but we'll have a really good idea from watching them play.
Oh, wow. So how are most of the students really interested in the different, like I said, the centers that you have, especially science? Most people probably wouldn't think, you're introducing a pre-K student to science, but science is a part of our everyday life, no matter, what you do. So are they really interested in learning?
Oh, they love it. You'd be surprised. We do have some that they may want to go to dramatic play every day. They want to cook, And also we offer at the pre-K, we have extra classes that come in. We have an art teacher that comes in once a week. We have music teacher that comes in once a week.
Oh, wow.
We have a drama teacher that comes in once a week, and we offer Spanish class once a week.
I was going to ask you about foreign language. Do you see that being incorporated more?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So the kids are learning their numbers and letters in English and Spanish.
Yes.
That's amazing. So do you find that learning a second language kind of helps their development, their mental development as well?
Yes, and it also includes our Hispanic kids in, because they come in not knowing any English. And so when that Spanish teacher comes in, it's like a light comes on. It's like, okay, she gets me. She knows what I'm saying. So it's not only helping our students to learn a second language, it's helping those who English is their second language.
And it helps us as well.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
Helps us to help them.
Yeah.
So in your position, would it help to be bilingual? Are you ladies looking towards that maybe in the near future?
Oh, it would definitely help. I kind of have an advantage because I have an assistant who is Hispanic, so I get to hear her and learn. But I mean, if all teachers, especially at that early level, could at least know Spanish, it would be so perfect as far as communicating with parents and communicating with those students in the classroom.
And I think it's a way to make the kids feel more comfortable if they know that, oh, she can talk to me. And it's like in preschool, that's the main reason we're there, to make them feel comfortable with learning and comfortable with us. And that way, if they're comfortable, they can learn better.
Yes, ma'am. And do you have some students who are just simply shy, simply do not want to participate at all? Like, and then if you do, how do you break them out of their shell?
That first week of school is all about, we're here for you, we love you, this is a family community, and some of them are going to break out and see, okay, this is okay. It's their first time being away from mom, and so that first week, the first couple weeks, that's all we're doing. We're not letters, we're not, we're, this is where you're gonna be. It's okay. We're gonna keep you safe. So they usually come around after those first couple weeks.
And then we try to talk to the parents a lot and figure out, what is your kid like? What is something that we can do to make them feel comfortable if they have a hard time leaving mom or dad? So we'll find a special toy, or we'll find a special place in the classroom they can sit to give them that one-on-one attention and to make them feel comfortable.
But do you ever have some parents who are too clingy? You have to be like, okay, look, we need you to leave the classroom, please.
We do have an open door policy. So they're welcome anytime they want to be, but there are parents who are just, it's usually the parent that has the hard time. Because the kid's like, bye mom, and they're like, okay, my baby doesn't need me, but that's just not the case. They know that they're in good hands. It's going to be fun. I mean, we're always having fun at pre-K, so they're in a good place. But I mean, it's to be expected. You leave your baby the first time, so we understand. Ebby and I both have small kids, so we get it. And we're not mad at the parents. No, it's okay. It's all good.
Being that you are parents, do you ever model your teaching style after your parents' style?
Oh, I truly believe that I teach like I parent. There is no way for me to separate the two, So, but I think it's important because I think Miss Michaela may parent different than I may parent. That means her classroom is going to be run different than I run my classroom. I think it's so we can give the kids everything they need, and I might not be able to do this great, but she may be great at that, and it makes it good for all the kids.
When it comes to discipline, since we're talking about parenting and teaching styles, you have to catch yourself. So, okay, this is not my child, and let me revert back to what I was taught in school on how to handle these different types of discipline issues.
I get it. I think being in the classroom for so long, it's kind of second. It's second nature. I'm in this classroom, and we're trained so much in dealing with different behaviors, and we have a lot of tools to use, and we get good support from our administration.
That's wonderful.
So it's not hard to separate the two.
And then sometimes it's not hard, but it's a different way of thinking. We learn too. Sometimes you have to be like, okay, stop for a minute. Let me breathe and let me employ this new technique that I learned at our content discipline training or our mother grease training. So.
All right.
So is it hard for you to teach the children discipline? Since we're on that topic, is it when it comes to, I guess, getting them ready for kindergarten and having to have them sit still and things like that, is it hard to teach them?
Well, we went to a conference and she talked about how things are hard, easy, or easy, hard. In the beginning, it's very hard to get them into a routine, but once they have it, they have it. And a lot of times the kids will correct each other before you have to interject. They'll be like, oh, no. You have to sit down. No running, walking feet. So really, in the beginning, it's time-consuming and it's tedious. But after a while, the kids, they get it.
Oh, wow. Interesting. That's wonderful. We have a couple of Facebook shout outs here. And anyone else who wants to join the conversation, you can give us a call at 870-277-1080 or leave us a message on our Facebook live stream from Miss Nora Hunt, who is one of our volunteers. Good morning, Kelly. I love you guys. Thank you, Miss Nora. And Dr. Sharice Jones Branch says good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Thank you for joining in our conversation. Please give us your feedback if you have any questions, comments, those of you who have children who have been through this process, help some parents that are about to go through their process. I can remember, when my son was little, when he was in daycare, I was that parent. I wanted to say bye until he said bye to me. And he was like, he saw other kids and he was gone. And the teacher had asked me, ma'am, can you just leave? But once he hit Head Start age, I was like, when the door is open, what time does school start? What time does school start? Not that I just wanted to get rid of him, it was just, I knew he needed to be around other children. Yes. That's another thing I want to talk about. How important is it for students to socialize early?
Those social skills are super, super important.
Okay.
Especially right before kindergarten. You don't want to throw them in there and they've never been around another kid because it's just gonna make it harder on them. We teach them about loving and caring and thinking about other people's feelings, thinking about what they say before they say it, and that's just not. You got to teach that stuff, and if we don't teach it, then we get the issues that we have with shootings and killings and all that. And they get it. They get it at preschool, and they take it with them.
They do.
All right. We have another question on Facebook. My son is turning 3. Well, my son is 3, turning 4 in January. Where can he enroll?
Our Flint location does take 3-year-olds. What is it, 1307 Flint?
Yeah.
Right beside the kindergarten center. So you can go in there and pick up an application. You'll need birth certificate, social security card, shot record, physical, and they'll give you a list of all the things you need.
Yeah.
And there's also information on the Jonesboro Public Schools website. If you go back, I want to go back to the homepage. On the homepage, if you go down, there's a shortcuts list, and click on where it says more about enrolling students. And then it gives you a list of everything they would need to get enrolled into pre-K. And like she said, immunization records, proof of address, birth certificate, social security card, name and address of school last attended. And there's some contact information to get more information on that. Let's talk about other things the children need to know. Just some basic, the name, how to spell their name, where I live, my parents' name, things of that nature. How important is that information as well? And then how do you prepare students to learn and retain that information?
I think that it's important, but to a certain degree, you don't want to push kids so far, and they become nervous and anxious and not willing to, not wanting to learn.
Okay.
So preschool is an extension of family life and home life. So if you can work with those things at home, we can continue it at school, and kind of extend off what they already know and what they don't know, and we can work on those things.
So do you send information home maybe on a weekly or monthly basis? Or here's some things your student needs to work on. Here are some things to help them get ready for kindergarten. And then especially closer to the end of the year, do you send maybe a packet home? Here's some things you need. I hate to say need. You should consider working on over the summer, because you can't tell parents what to do, but I suggest you work with
Well, at the beginning of the school year, we give all of our kids a kindergarten readiness calendar, and in that calendar, it goes through the whole year. It'll give activities you can do at home, and I also go a little further in my classroom, and I'll send home a couple activities to do each week. And it's stuff that you don't have to buy any materials. It's like on the way to school, let's try to count all the trees we can see. Let's find all the red signs. Let's find all the triangles. So you're not having to do anything extra at home. You can do it on the way to school, and you're done.
Did you have something to interject?
No.
Okay. I never thought about it like that. Incorporate learning in everyday
Yes.
life. In the grocery store, pick out this, like you said, colors, shapes, and things of that nature. When it comes to shapes, we're getting ready for a break. So, well, I'll hold that question until we come back from our break. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Again, if you have any questions or comments for Miss Michaela and Mrs. Ebony, please give us a call, 870-277-1080. We're talking about kindergarten readiness, so join the conversation. And we'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
What's the best piece of advice to give to graduates? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Graduation is a whirlwind. As for my kids, there have been 5 gowns worn, 5 caps thrown into the air, and 5 high school diplomas received. At each graduation, we celebrated the closing of a chapter and also celebrated the start of a new chapter, college. As your teen prepares to head off to college, here are the ABCs of college wisdom to share with them. A stands for academics. School is a top priority. A college campus can be one of the most distracting places, from roommates to road trips, sororities to fraternities. But the truth is, your teen is first and foremost there to be a student. For more wisdom share with your high school grad, check out markmerrill.com. Remember, your family first.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Meineke of Jonesboro is now Starks Auto Service, a full-service auto repair and vehicle maintenance center, offering engine and transmission repair, brake service, tires, oil changes, and more, performed by ASE certified mechanics. The all-new Starks Auto Service, 2813 South Caraway Road in Jonesboro, 870-204-7112. Starks Auto Service, Jonesboro.com.
House of Details, located at 3217 Herb Street, Suite C, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: waxing, clear coat protection, basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more. With a motto of, anything mean, we can clean. Details available via Quentin Bogard at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and houseofdetailsjonesboro.com. Did you know KLEK has a brand new streaming app? That's right, you can listen to KLEK 102.5 FM anywhere in the world. The app is available for all Android phones and tablets, as well as iPhones and iPads. Just search your app store for KLEK and download the KLEK app for free today. And don't miss a beat of the education, entertainment, and empowerment on KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We are speaking with Miss Michaela Jeffrey and Mrs. Ebony Warren. They are pre-K teachers at the Jonesboro Public Schools, with the Jonesboro Public School System, and they teach at the North facility, which is on Johnson Avenue, right next to Bill's grocery store. And so we have a few more Facebook shout outs. Thank you to Mrs. Javon Newsom, Maddie Warren, Miss Cynthia Jeffrey, and Sheila Johnson Sanders for joining. And Cynthia says, "Go, Miss Michaela, super proud of you." Hey, Quabila. Hey, Cynthia. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And I know most of these people on the list are educators in some form of fashion. We would love to hear from you as well, what your experience has been like as an educator working with little people, because we have to start shaping and molding them early so they can be productive and successful adults, hopefully. Yes. Before we went to break, I was going to ask about shapes, about how many shapes do you cover, like what is really expected of the students to learn. Do you also teach them how to spell these different shapes? I know most of the times learning words that are over 5 letters long can be hard, but do you try to at least help them get familiar with the names, the spelling of these different shapes?
A lot of stuff is just exposing them to it, letting them see it, not necessarily sitting down and saying, let's write this shape name, let's identify this shape, but as long as they can see it around the classroom, on the iPad, anywhere in the community, they're going to get it. They're going to know it. And it's not sitting down and let's do flashcards. We don't have to do that. We get to have fun.
Right. And a quality pre-K is going to provide a language-rich environment, and that's going to be with environmental print. That's going to be with storytelling. That's going to be with acting out stories, dramatic play, or drama. And so we're covering all of that all the time. We're never not learning. So they'll get it.
So let's talk about the dramatic play. I can only imagine some of the imaginations these kids have. What are some, tell us some stories that you remember kind of off the top of your head about maybe some things the children have acted out.
Something really funny is I have a pair of heels in my dramatic play area. It's old heels of mine. I just threw them in there. They like to dress up. The boys are going to wear the heels. And they kind of probably know they can't do it at home, but you're free at school. And he can walk in those heels better than any girl in that classroom.
So you think it's about just having more height, being taller?
I think it was just a challenge, and he is such a goofy kid and likes to have fun. It was a challenge for him, and he was like, okay, y'all watch me do this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Alongside the dramatic play, do you all ever go on field trips, say for instance to the ASU Fowler Center? They put on plays and stuff like that within the semesters and also during the summers. Have you ever done something like that? Would you do something like that?
Traveling with preschoolers. The buses don't have seat belts, and they're supposed to have, most of them should be in a car seat. So we don't get to travel, but the community is so good that they will come to us. So the library comes in and does things with them.
The nature center.
Yes. And so our one big field trip though is we're right next to Bill's, and when we take our kids in the grocery store, it's don't touch that, don't ask for that. And so we get to take them where they get to touch that, they get to ask about that, they get to buy things, bring their money, and they get to hand it to the cashier. And so just experiences like that as parents we take for granted. Like, we're all about let's get in this store, I'm tired, and get it over with. But they're in a learning environment, and we get to take them, and they get to see the real reason for the grocery store.
We have another Facebook comment from Ms. Sheila Sanders. Great job, ladies. My grandbabies are products of Jonesboro Pre-K. Very enriching. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Now, when you go to the grocery store, do you take that as an opportunity to maybe do a scavenger hunt or, help recognize shit?
That sounds dangerous.
It is hard to wrangle those 20 kids.
Do you have to do a head count? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
All the time.
And then when you get ready to leave, okay, who's missing?
Meals was really good to get one of their employees to actually escort us around and talk about the produce section. Produce, a word that these kids probably have never heard, and talk about each section and where they can find things. Give them a cookie out of the bakery.
Yes, they love that.
So Bills was really helpful with the learning experience.
And then we also have family service managers at our center, and they're able to help us, and they're able to help the community. So if there's anything a kid or a parent needs, our family service managers are direct resources for them. They can give them contact to the doctor's office, how to get a bus pass, and so we use them as well for extra help.
So do you foresee, now that community gardening is becoming a thing, gardening period is becoming a thing, do you foresee somewhere in the upcoming years introducing students to gardening, having a small, maybe little, start out with a box or something, a raised bed of something simple, and then teaching them about that particular food item? And I don't know. I know it seems kind of young, but
I think they went to a training where
we nature-based or nature approaches to. We do it all the time anyway. Like we may plant a bean, we may plant a tomato seed, and we'll watch it grow. We'll just plant anything. They'll find anything outside, and that's our science lesson right there.
Okay.
They'll bring a seed in, and we'll bring it in, and we'll plant it, and we'll see, we'll watch, and we'll make predictions. Will the seed grow? What will happen next? What does it need to grow?
That is really wonderful. So you're giving them a lot more tools than they probably even expect to get. Now let's talk about the parent aspect. What can the parent really do to help keep the learning going and really enrich their learning experience?
Those iPhones that y'all have, download an educational app. There are so many, and I think one thing I've been working this summer on what I can do better to involve my parents and get that help from home. And I have a list of apps that I'm going to share with my parents that can help with learning letters, identifying letters, colors, shapes, all that stuff that they're going to have fun doing because they want to see mommy's phone.
And also, like I said before, if you use the time on the ride to school and go over your letters, I always make up a song with my daughters to learn their name. So we'll make up a song and we'll sing our song to learn our name. It doesn't have to be at home taking 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Whatever little free time you have, 5 minutes, that's more than they had before. So it's always a help.
Now, with the students that maybe have some speech delays or speech impediments or things of that nature, do you encourage your parents to try different techniques to really improve their speech skills so that when they do move on through school, they are better equipped? They're more developed. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know the word.
Well, we have speech therapists that will come in and work with them. And usually what we'll do is we will work in conjunction with them. And they'll have goals for them. And they'll say, this week we're going to work on the R sound. And so therefore we can go and we can help them in the classroom and continue that learning they had when they got pulled out and send it home with the parents, and they can do it as well.
All righty. So you're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, and we're speaking with Ms. Michaela Jeffrey and Mrs. Ebony Warren from the Jonesboro Pre-K North Center, but they're pre-K teachers and they represent all students. They're trying to encourage and inform all parents to really be more engaged with your student, with your child, because the earlier you can introduce them to things, the better off they'll be, hopefully, down the line. Of course, some students, once they hit their junior high age, they're kind of like, okay, now I'm trying to find out who I am, and they're going to hit some little bumps and stuff in the road. But if you equip them early enough with certain educational tools, they will be they'll be more likely to be successful later on in their school career, if that's the word.
So what's the pre-K age range when you're coming out of daycare and I guess transitioning? What's the best time for that? Would it be based on the way that they learn, or?
Our program is mostly going to be the 3s and 4s and the ones that turn 5 from Flint and North. Jonesboro Pre-K North was created strictly for 4-year-olds that are getting ready for kindergarten. So we are strictly kindergarten readiness. We're going to do all the same things that our main location does, but we want to focus more on seeing if pre-K is really vital and essential for kindergarten, and I 100% believe that it is.
It is. Okay. That is wonderful. We have a few more Facebook shout-outs from Wybetta Morgan Smith. Great job, ladies. Kristen Burt says, amazing job, ladies. So proud of you. Great information. And thank you, Reverend Dr. Greg Ota, for joining us. Good morning to you. And Javante Danielle. Thank you so much for everyone that is joining in. And everybody on this list, well, most people on the list I know have little children or have older children now who have gone through the pre-K program or Head Start program or some type of pre-kindergarten program. And I will say that it is beneficial. It helps a lot. It helps them learn a lot of skills because just sitting at home all day, unfortunately, some children are just stuck to a screen. They're either outside playing, non-productive play, or they're stuck to a screen. So during those times when they're not in school, what are some things parents can do? You talked about, when you're driving, help children recognize shapes, colors, and just, be imaginative. But just say you're at home, it's a rainy day. What are some things you can do with your child, the parents can do with their child? Cook.
You have to eat.
Okay.
Cook. Cooking, it employs, you have to measure, you have to count. You have to use you can do environmental print and see, that's a can, maybe that's green beans. So it has a lot, and it helps build self-confidence.
Okay.
So that's a great activity to do on a rainy day like today.
Okay. Because I'm sure not many parents want their kids out and about tracking water and back in the house. So, and just to keep them off the screen, do you try to encourage parents reduce screen time or make it productive, quality screen time?
The most we can do is take away the majority of screen time at school. So we're not sitting around watching TV.
No.
We do utilize technology.
Okay.
Because it's just the world now.
Yeah.
And they can work that iPad, so let's use it to our advantage.
Okay.
We have we have lots of iPads. We do have a smart table, which is a huge iPad. And so that just employs working with a group. Somebody's going to be the leader, so you're going to see who that leader is in the group.
Really?
Who's going to find the game that we're going to play. Who's going to tell everybody, well, this is what we do at this game. So they learn so many skills with that technology versus sitting in front of the TV watching. Dora is educational, but
But that's one thing I love about Jonesboro. It's very forward thinking, and we're always introducing new technology. And not for us, it's for the kids. They can do the technology. They can work our smart boards. They can work the smart table. They can work those iPads. They can work the radio. Whatever they can do.
And Miss Cynthia had a comment. She's like, that's where my program comes in at Quivila. I also need to get with you to introduce my home-based program, Hippie. I remember Hippie, and you don't hear much about it. Well, I don't, because I don't have a little one anymore, so sorry. So there's also the Hippie, the home-based education aspect of what you do in pre-K. So most definitely, Miss Cynthia, we do need to sit down and have a conversation.
Hippie is good for, we can't serve every kid.
Okay.
And so it's still our job to serve every kid. Even though they're not going to come in our building, we still want to reach out to the community, because all those kids, whether they step foot in our classroom, in our building, are going to our kindergarten center. So we still want to be able to get them the tools that they need to do that learning that we would do in the classroom.
As far as transportation goes, are the students you have, the parents drop them off? And so there are some parents who don't have access to transportation. Do you think that hinders them from getting their child enrolled in pre-K?
I do think it is a hindrance, but we have, like she said, our family service managers.
Yes.
They're going to do anything possible to get those kids to us so they get that experience, whether it's getting their own car and go pick the kids up. We had that. It's just
getting a bus pass for them.
Yes, the people that really care. And that's something that we have at our building. I'm going to tell you, they care about your kid.
Okay.
They're going to come pick them up if you need that help. If your car quits, they're going to get you a bus pass where you don't have to necessarily pay for it, because it's just important. It's important.
So there are no excuses
No.
for not getting your child the education they need to get them started on their journey to being successful in school, to reaching that 12th grade graduation with high marks versus just the bare minimum. Alrighty, so wow, thank you so much, ladies, for sharing that. Are there any other things that we haven't highlighted? I feel like we've talked about quite a few. I don't want to just keep asking the same question, but I want people to understand how important it is to get your child ready, give them the best start possible. Another thing I want to just popped in my head, as you're preparing the children and the parents, do you talk about proper hygiene and nutrition, and do you incorporate that into your learning as well?
We always do. I mean,
Okay.
For instance, every morning we have a routine. Our routine is you come in the morning, you wash your hands. We have a hand washing song we sing so they know that they wash long enough.
Okay.
And so we'll sing our song, they'll wash their hands, and they know that because it's a routine that we've established.
Okay.
And they just come in, and we have community helpers come in during our community helpers week. We'll have a dentist come in, we'll have a nurse come in, and they'll show them how to brush their teeth. They'll show them how important it is to wash your hands so you don't have germs. And so we cover all of it.
That's wonderful. And in the long run, and the students may not understand it now, but the parents know that having a healthy child all the way around also affects their learning as well. If they're hungry, if they're not feeling well, they're not going to be as into being in class. They're going to be more focused on what they're feeling versus I don't want to be in class. I have a toothache, or I have a headache, or my stomach hurts, or whatever the case may be. So,
Right. And we actually have a dentist come in, and they do screenings on all of our kids.
Okay.
They'll get a dental screening, and that helps the parents out. They don't have to go to a dentist appointment. I mean, they have to go, but
Yes.
that helps them give them an extra appointment they probably wouldn't get.
Right.
That's really wonderful. We have another Facebook shout out from Kanisha McKelvey. I'm a nanny, and I work mainly with toddler and preschool age children. My sister Ebony Warren gives you the best tips and information to help me get the children ready for kindergarten. Great answers, ladies. Thank you so much for joining our conversation, Ms. Kanisha. And we love to hear from people like that. And it's wonderful to hear the people that you've encountered, that you're making a difference in their lives, no matter if they can get their children to you or not. You're still helping them give their children something that they can do at home. Do you send... Okay, when will school start? I'm sorry. When will school start for the fall term?
August 14th is our first day. We actually go back August 2nd.
Okay.
And that's where we get all our
Training.
professional developments and trainings and get ready for your kids.
Okay. All right, so I just want to encourage all the parents out there to work with the teachers, work with these young ladies that are teaching your children. When you go into the classroom, get to know who the teachers are, get to know who the aides are, get to know where your child's cubby hole, and get to know the lay of the land, basically. Don't just drop your children off and just, have a good day, see you later, be back at whatever time. Get to know the administrators in the office and whoever runs the building. So that's how you get... I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm kind of going into that parent mode. Get to know who's around your children.
Right.
Develop a relationship so that when something does happen, you'll be more comfortable. You will know who to go to and how to get things handled.
Yes.
Right. And we love talking with our parents. I mean, I can say for myself and Miss Michaela, we'll text our parents.
Oh, yeah.
We'll send them pictures throughout the day to keep them. We want them to feel like they're welcome in our room and they're always able to see what we do.
Okay.
Even if you're not there, you're still there.
Yes.
Are there cameras? Is that allowed in schools? Like video cameras? Like, in
In the classrooms, we don't have video cameras in our classroom. There are some, daycares and preschools that do, but we don't. A lot of our stuff is we have like a Remind app where we can download it, and that's our communication with our parents. We also have our website that are online.
Okay.
We're always sharing social
have Facebook
media.
pages.
And,
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. So do your parents have to sign a waiver, for you to take pictures of their children and post it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're getting ready for another break. I'm really enjoying this conversation. So if you're enjoying this conversation and want to jump in and chime in, please give us a call, 870-277-1080, or leave us a message on our Facebook live stream, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Money issues have long been cited as the most common characteristic of failed marriages and other relationships. But it does not have to be that way. Black Enterprise Senior Personal Finance Editor Stacey Tisdale offers the following advice for couples who want to overcome and avoid differences when it comes to managing their money. Set long and short-term goals as a couple. Stay connected to your goals by having a monthly money date. Attach a positive activity to it, like dinner, and be sure to talk about your goals and dreams, not just your problems. Figure out how to build on each other's strengths. Note, do not have this meeting at the beginning or end of the month, as things tend to be tense near bill paying time. I'm out of time, but tune in for Money Matters tomorrow for more tips to keep you and your mate from being divided over money issues. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Arkansas Early Learning prepares children up to 5 years old for kindergarten by offering a secure learning environment, qualified teachers at several locations in Northeast Arkansas at no cost. Applications are available at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations. We are on our last segment, and so we're just going to go back over some information that we covered in the beginning for those who may have missed it. But first, I want to give a few more Facebook shout-outs, some more comments from Ms. Kristen Birch. Another component essential for school readiness is social-emotional skills. Jonesboro Pre-K does a great job of focusing on these skills and making sure students have what they need to be able to handle emotions so that they can focus on learning in later school years. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. And Tiffany Callahan Kimbrough, great job, ladies. And thank you, Mrs. Melody Robinson, for joining our conversation. All right, so let's touch on that, the emotional and social skills that you all incorporate into your learning. Because we were just talking off air about crying toddlers. Toddlers that cry, and some can be soothed easily and some not so easily. So how do you handle the emotional aspect of I don't know, the day to day.
Patience.
Okay.
I mean, but also we're trained in different techniques to help with mud degrees. We use mud degrees, and it gives us different ways to help our students identify their feelings and how to say, okay, I'm having a bad day, and they tell us, I'm mad. I'm like, okay, it's okay to be mad. It's okay. You need to sit down for a minute. And so we use all kind of different techniques that'll help them help themselves.
Okay. You know, I grew up kind of old school country, you know, and it's kind of like, what are you mad about? You're 3 and 4. What can you possibly be mad about?
Right.
Go sit down somewhere, put a smile on your face, you know, suck it up. But I can imagine some of the stories the kids may tell you.
But what we want to do, we want to validate their feelings. Okay. We want to validate that what you feel is real, and we understand that.
Okay.
And so when they feel empowered, they feel like, okay, I'm mad. She knows I'm mad. And then after that, they're fine usually.
Okay.
Now that they've expressed it.
Right. Give them that expressive language and letting them share their feelings. That's the best gift you can give them.
Okay. So how do you do that? How do they identify their emotions at such a young age? Do you use the buttons like I feel like this, or I feel like this? You know?
We do have like different pictures. We show like emoji pictures, and we'll show like a happy face, a sad face, a mad face, and we also use like just a mirror. We'll pass the mirror around. I'm like, well, I look happy today. I'm happy. I'm like, I'm mad, and then so we use that as well.
Okay. So what are some of we can talk about this maybe later, but when they are mad, upset, are they able to express why? The why?
Yes, eventually they'll tell you why. And the thing is figuring out how to fix it.
Okay.
So they can tell you all day long, I'm mad because she stepped on my shoe. Oh. Well, how can we fix that? Telling her, I won't step on your shoe anymore. I know it made you mad. Just when they get the chance to communicate it and see that somebody cares, then really it doesn't matter to them. They just want to know that you know that their feelings are involved.
Okay.
Or a lot of times we'll do like empowerment for them. If a kid hits them, I'll say, you go tell your friend, I don't like it when you hit me. Okay. And they'll go and say, I don't like it when you hit me. And after that, they're like, okay.
Alrighty. So do you try to communicate this with parents? You know, everyone raises their children different, and then they send them off to you. So you have to deal with what they've been taught at home, and they try to reverse that, but then it's like an everyday cycle. Do you try to communicate with the parents? Can you please not yell so much, or can you please handle this situation? Or try to handle. I know you can't tell a parent how to parent, but
you know what? A lot of times you'll be surprised at how kids they act different at home than they act at school.
Okay.
So a lot of times the things you happen at home, I would parent like my kid at home. They're running around like they're the perfect kid for me. Like so a lot of times they're just different. Okay. And so you can suggest things, of course, but a lot of times you don't deal with the things they deal with at home. I know in my classroom I can say that. They know the guidelines, they know the expectations we have in the classroom, so they do okay, really.
Okay. Do you feel that sometimes what you teach them in the class helps them to act better at home? Have you ever had parents say, I'm really grateful for what you are incorporating into my child's life because it's helping them to be better, act better, whatever at home?
Yes, it's amazing the growth that they, from 3 to 4 and from 4 to 5, that year of being in preschool and learning, the parents will let you know, I mean, you worked miracles, you did amazing. I mean, they literally say that because the kids are maturing and they're learning at the same time, and so they're taking this stuff home and teaching it to younger siblings and
or
showing
the parents.
They will. They'll tell parents, well, this is what we do at school, or show them, oh, I go sit over here when I'm mad because I don't want to break something or throw something, and they will take it home. They'll take it home, and they'll bring stuff to school also. But I mean, that's just what they do, and that's just a part of learning.
Okay. Do you ever incorporate, say, older parents? You know, there are some people who are still having children in their 40s or they're now grandparents in their 50s and 60s that are raising the toddler, the younger age children. So do you ever incorporate those that have a lower education level that are really trying to understand everything the child is learning so that they can better help them at home.
I think when we do things like newsletters and all that, we try to think about all the people that we're going to have to reach with. Yes.
Okay.
And so we try so hard as teachers to, instead of having them come to us and have to ask a question that they may not be comfortable asking, we try to give them as much of what we use as we can, so you're not embarrassed to come in and ask for that help. We're going to just give it to you, and hopefully you'll take it and be grateful or reference it at another time.
And we also offer a lot of parental involvement activities, where we'll have like monthly activities and weekly activities where parents are welcome to come in. We'll have donuts for dad. We'll have muffins for mom. We'll have, and they're invited in because a lot of times they feel uncomfortable in the classroom. They don't know, where do I fit in, you know? Let them know that it's an open door. You're welcome to come in. You're welcome to ask any questions you have, and we're here for you.
That is really wonderful. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap up, but another 2.5 minutes left. So let's go back over some information we went over before and just really drive home ways that parents can help their children, especially now during the summer. There's like about a month and a half before school starts. What can parents do to get their children ready?
You just want to, anything educational, like Miss Ebony said, cooking, letting your child play dress up, teaching them to snap their pants, tie their shoes, things like that when they get in kindergarten, the teacher might overlook. So teach them to be a big kid, as they say. So just little things like that, getting them ready, and the things like environmental print. Oh, that says McDonald's, because they're going to know that McDonald's. That says Walmart. They're going to be reading and not even knowing that they're reading from things in our environment.
Right.
That is wonderful. Alrighty, so thank you ladies so very much for joining us today. And for more information, go to, is it the Jonesboro Public Schools website? www.jonesboroschools.net, and there are links to all of the schools, but you can go down to the bottom of the page and look for Jonesboro Pre-K, and then there's a menu. You can look at the various forms. You can even look at the staff members who are going to be at the various schools, and look at the calendar for the year. So there's a lot of information on the Jonesboro Schools website. So I would advise parents to really check that out. If you're looking to enroll your child in pre-K, like Ms. Michaela said, the Flint location is taking applications, or there's a form online. I don't know if you have to print that form out and turn it in. That way you can submit it online or not. But there are various ways to get your child enrolled in school.
The North location we also have someone taking applications there for 4-year-olds. They have to be 4 on or before August 1st.
Okay, so 4 on or before August 1st at the North location, which is on Johnson Avenue next to Bill's grocery store.
Yes.
Alrighty, so thank you ladies so very much for coming in. Are you looking forward to an upcoming school year, some new students that are ready to learn? So do you know which students are going to be in your class now, or do you have to wait?
We wait.
Okay.
We'll find out in August.
Okay. All right. So tomorrow is the holiday, the 4th of July, and we will be off. And tomorrow we will just have some jams for you to groove to during this time slot. But we will be back on Wednesday with Jonesboro Police Department's Chief Rick Elliott. So stay tuned. Have a happy holiday. Have a safe holiday, and have a very blessed and dry day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place.